Hey, hey, what's up, my peeps? This is your girl, Lovey D, and I hope you're all the way tuned in as my girl, Busy Bree, sits down with one of the hottest DJs right here in Hotlanta, Atlanta, Georgia, DJ Hershey. He's not only a DJ, but an actor, director, and a writer. He's been featured in many box office movies and TV shows, and that also includes the Ricky Smiley Morning Show, okay, guys? And currently he hosts events such as Crazy Karaoke several days a week. And without further ado, I'm going to turn the mic over to my girl, Busy Bree. Let's hear it.
All right, thanks, Lovey. Appreciate that. Hey, you guys, this is your girl, Busy Bree, on Busy Bree's Hot Topics, and I've got a special treat for you guys. I've got one of the hottest DJs in Atlanta, and he's a good friend of mine of, I think, over 15 years. And we're going to sit down with DJ Hershey and talk a little bit about what he's got going on and his upcoming projects. So, everybody, welcome DJ Hershey. Hey, DJ Hershey, what's going on?
I'm good, love. How are you? Long time no see.
I know. A lot's changed since we last, I last interviewed you, actually.
Yes, a lot has changed.
What was that, 3-4 years ago?
Yeah. Right about almost very accurate.
Yeah, I think it was like 3 or 4 years ago, because that was the last time I did the podcast, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, I see you're doing well, and you got on the DJ Hershey gear. You guys can't see it yet, but on the podcast, you'll be able to see the DJ Hershey hoodie. I need one of those. That looks official.
It's all good. Good to you.
All right, you guys. Well, Marshall Hood, aka DJ Hershey, is an Atlanta-based DJ whose presence is known widely as the famed core DJ, who provides not just music but an entire experience. Specializing in old school and R&B, his experiences take partygoers on a fantastic voyage through decades of chart-topping hits and remixes, them with the Hot 100 of today. His career has spanned over 3 decades, not 1, not 2, but 3, you guys. And thus his music knowledge and his connections have extreme reach. Chicago born and bred, DJ Hershey climbed the ranks of the nightclub scene to garner the respect and trust of Chicago's music elite. From there, he formed partnerships with Jive Records, Bad Boy Entertainment, producing tracks for their artists, as well as further cementing his stronghold in the music game. So again, how did you, I've always wanted to know this, so I'm going to ask for the listeners as well, how did you get into being a DJ in music in general, overall?
You know, it's funny how you jump into a field of work, because sometimes it just drops in your lap and sometimes you're kind of bred for it. I've always been a musician first. Back in high school, I played drums and keys. And as we get older, we just kind of start expanding ourselves. And then a teenager, we love parties, right? We love those house party, basement parties, red light parties, whatever you want to call them. My particular start began when a friend was requested to DJ a house party, and he asked me to assist him. I said, okay, no problem. This will be interesting. So set up the equipment. Everything's fine. He had to go use the bathroom. And he said, you know what? Can you hold it down for me while I'm gone? I said, okay, no problem. And so my first experience was watching how the music that I selected, how the crowd responded. That was so much of an adrenaline rush for me that I'm like, okay, that works. Let's try this one. Let's try this one and try this one. And then that's where it all began. And me being the inspiring perfectionist I am, then I started studying the greats in that field. You know, at that time there was your DJ Hurricanes, your Rakims and Air D's, and then my favorite DJ Jazzy Jeff, and then you Kid Capri, and just watching their styles and how they entertain. That's what we are. We're entertainers. We're no different than any artist that sings, that goes out and dance. It's just our way of performing and expressing ourselves to the crowd. It's just through music in a different way.
Okay, so you started off in Chicago, and then how did you go from Chicago? How did you come to Atlanta from Chicago? How did that happen?
So that goes into the inspiring of being a better me. So you have to kind of dip into the market. Sometimes you just can't stay in your hometown city. I've traveled to New York, Miami, Atlanta. As we know, Atlanta has always been a big music and film scene. So a lot of my requests came from Atlanta. So while I was in Chicago, a lot of people didn't know this. I flew back and forth for almost 20 years.
Wow.
20 events. And for a while, they were like, why don't you just move down here? Because this is where the bigger of the events were happening. At that time, I was a husband and a father, still a father, and I wasn't going to uproot my family. So that dynamic changed. My oldest daughter gave me the green light. She said, Dad, you've been here for everybody else. Now it's time to do for you. And so it was her that made me move to Atlanta and just continue the legacy here.
Okay, nice. So, are you, I know that back, the 90s and the early 2000s had a huge, club scene, club vibe. The parties were popping. It's a little different now. Do you feel the difference in the music and the events that you're doing from then versus now?
Yeah, it's a huge transition. We had staple clubs, and those clubs are no longer in existence because they open and close. However, I think the music has a lot to do with that. I grew up in that, as you said, 3 generations of music where it was feel good music, where it was good for your soul, where you didn't have to almost worry about your life when you're going into these venues. And a lot has changed. Music is still music. I respect, the new generation of music. It's just taking a different delivery.
Absolutely.
And it's different for us old heads.
Yeah, it's probably different because it's really in your soul. That the TLCs and the Jodeci's and the old school rap as well. It's in the ones who kind of set that trend and the music being sampled. And now I don't even really see a lot of that happening. I mean, it is getting sampled still, but it's still different. Like you said, with the mumble rap.
Yeah. It's getting sample. A lot of the instruments are not being used anymore. Everything is push button. The instrumentation is lost. Actually having a musician to actually play, unless you go to concerts, and a vocalist who actually can sing without the vocalizer. So I kind of laugh at one point. There was this movie called Demolition Man. I don't know if you remember it.
Yeah, I do. Mm-hmm.
Wesley Snipes and Sylvester Stallone. There was a scene in there where it was a club scene, and all the music was just kind of digitized and everything, and it was really flat and how everybody responded. And I'm thinking, we living in that era right now, and it's very interesting. So again, no disrespect or no fault of anybody's else. It's just you see how music just takes a whole different turn. For me, it's kind of watered down a little bit. And I think we need to get back to, as you were saying, we get to get back to the soul of what music is meant for.
Yeah. So I was going to say too, how many parties and events are you DJing for these days? Are you DJing monthly? I do know you have your own, we'll get into that, karaoke show that you're doing, but do you do quite a few events these days now after the pandemic?
Yeah, after the pandemic, during the pandemic, things slowed down a little bit, but everything was driven more online. So you had your Zoom events and that was fine because you can tap in that way. I've still done birthday parties, still done events. It was just virtual. Actually, I've been used to doing that because I actually started the whole DJing online back in 2000, before it was even a word of streaming. Back in the day when you had to log in and type in AOL and you heard the before you got on. So
slow dial up.
Right. So I still do all of the events, red carpets, movie premieres. I do have happy hours at JR Crickets every Friday. Anybody could pull up on me. And I still do events. And as you mentioned, the karaoke ones, it's one of the new ventures that I've had now. And that's becoming so much fun right now. And it's taking a whole new me. I'm embracing the R&B crooner in me in this.
So I've been meaning to, I know I've tagged a few, Lovey D and Jennifer 100, who are also radio personalities on the show. And
Yes.
I told them we need to go to one of your karaoke events. Is it 3 days a week?
Oh, for sure. Now it's 3 days a week. We got Daiquiri Factory in Stockbridge every Wednesday at 8 o'clock. We have City View Sports Lounge in Austell at 8 o'clock. And starting in 2 weeks, we're going to have JR Crickets on Friday nights off of Cobb. And monthly, the last Sunday of the month, we're going to have a karaoke brunch at Clutch in Brookhaven.
Okay. So I know that the Daiquiri Factory in Stockbridge is close to a couple of us. So that's the one we're probably going to check out. That's on Fridays, you said?
Yeah. No, that's on Wednesdays, Wednesday nights.
Wednesdays. Okay. The Daiquiri Factory in Stock, that's on Wednesdays. Okay. Look at me. I'm taking notes.
Hey, we try to cover a city so everybody has an opportunity to be entertained.
Absolutely. Yeah, exactly. And I know a lot of our listeners are also in Michigan. But a lot of people from Michigan, venture into Atlanta, obviously for, spring break and vacation and have family here. So.
Oh yeah.
That's awesome. So you are on quite a few different radio shows and things of that nature. I know you've got you've been on Magic 107.5. You've done the FubuRadio.com, which a lot of people have heard of. And the iHeart Radio personality, Kiss Radio Show Live host, and then the Yo 100.5 Classic Jams, and you said that's out of Alabama?
Correct.
That one, okay. Tell us a little bit about what is your favorite platform to be on, and radio personality, DJ, what's one of your favorites and why?
So they all take its own weight to me. DJ is me expressing for others. It's actually my joy to entertain others so they can have that brief moment. That's why I say when I DJ events, you have an experience, because I want people to remember when this song came out, where they were, how much fun they were having, who you were with, all of that type of opportunities. When it comes to DJ personality, it's me expressing me. A lot of people don't hear me speak a lot, because when I DJ, I'm lost in the music. I'm looking at the crowd. I'm reading the crowd. I'm making sure everybody's being entertained. But when I get behind the microphone, it's a whole different me. I'm kind of funny sometimes. I got a little sense of humor. I love having topics that we can talk about, especially if we can have great conversations that flow through it, right? There's relationships, there's politics, there's schooling. There's so many things that we can talk to as an adult. And even as kids, these are things that if they listen into, there's some things that they can learn from.
Right, exactly.
So each position has its own love. So I would kind of say they were kind of in the same field. However, the DJ was the beginning of that domino that knocked all of these other things into place.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah. And on Busy Breeze Hot Topics, we talk about a lot of different things, from conspiracy theories to marriage to, just everything, crazy stories. So we have a lot of fun on the show. So we'll have to have you on and get your input on one of our shows in the future as well.
Oh, definitely. I would love that.
Yeah, we even did like a men versus women perspective and society contradictions. That was a real heated conversation.
All
right, so you're also a director and writer. Tell us a little bit more about that and how you got into directing and writing.
So with the field of the arts, anything creative is what I love. I did my first film in Atlanta with Chad Boseman in the movie 42, which really sparked my interest in acting. And as anything that you get into, especially for me, I look to grow into doing more in that field. So acting was just the beginning. And while I was on set, I was able to meet some great people, and they allowed me to kind of sit back and watch the inner workings of making a film and watching how the director directs, how the producer produces, and how the casting director selects everybody in wardrobe and sound and the cameras and all of this stuff. So all of that intrigues me to a point where you got all these many components to come together to make this one project where somebody could sit here and be entertained for however long this film is. So just like anything else, I wanted to learn how to do these things and see if I was actually decent at it. And I'm actually decent at it. So it's about who knew? But it's also being able to self-express, right? You as a human, you got your own thoughts and ideas and creative kind of links that you have in your mind. It's one thing to have them there. It's another thing to be able to express it, develop it, manifest it, and show it where somebody gets exactly know what you're saying.
Mm-hmm. So with that being said, and of course, as an artist and we're all creative beings. It's just how tapped into it are you? But did you take any acting classes or have any acting coaches or anything like that throughout your process?
I've had a few. Fortunately, not a lot of my friends were professional actors, so I kind of learned through osmosis, being around them. I did take some formal training just to know some of the terminologies. Mm-hmm. When somebody might speak something, hey, I need you to be stage left, I know exactly what that means. However, my biggest and I think my best decision was to take this improv class by Rodney Perry. And I'm explaining it to why it benefited me. Yeah. First thing, as an actor, I had to get out of my own head, right? Because they're asking you to play a role, to develop somebody else. And sometimes when you read the script, you're reading like, I wouldn't do that. Well, this script and this movie and this project is not about you. So the improv class that I got involved with, Rodney taught me to, like I said, get out of my own head. Mm-hmm. Let your decisions, see where it takes you. Because you might be surprised. Your decisions on film and on paper might be so expressive that somebody can pick up on it.
That's right. Yeah.
So my best decision was take that improv class.
So I've taken quite a few improv classes since college, and they are the most, I think they can help you out even if you're not an actor, to be honest with you.
Agreed.
It can almost be kind of a spiritual movement within yourself, because it challenges you. And, not everybody is up for a challenge, but you sometimes have to sign yourself up to be challenged. Otherwise, you're not going to go very far in life, I don't think anyways.
Yeah, I agree. And the next step to that one is actually doing stage plays. Because if you start off doing stage plays, you don't have the luxury of saying, line, somebody, line. When you're on stage, you better learn how to improv and learn to stay in the pocket where the writer and the director wants you to be.
That's right.
Hit it line for line, but if you stay in that pocket where you're still delivering the message and you're still delivering that emotion where it comes across on stage or the crowd, then you're still winning. If you can't do that on camera, it looks...
Yeah, and musicals are extremely challenging too, by the way, because you have to know the song, you got to know the dance, you got to know, like you said, where you're stage left, stage right, up stage, down stage. You got to know, you have to follow cues. If someone misses their line, you got to fill in. And like you said, there's no cut. So, yeah, that's a good point, DJ Hershey. Yes, being a part of stage plays and musicals are probably a better, I feel, to start off with, because they are, to me, more challenging anyways, but that's just my opinion. But all right, you guys, we got to take a quick break. Coming up, we are talking to DJ Hershey, a phenomenal DJ out of Atlanta, Chicago native, and we're just kind of diving into his career, and we'll be talking about some of his upcoming projects. So don't go anywhere, because we will be right back talking to DJ Hershey.
WJWC, The Heat 97.3 FM is sponsored by Gerald R. Ford International Airport. Enjoy nonstop peace of mind when you choose one of our Gerald R. Ford International Airport's 30-plus nonstop routes. Learn more at flyford.org.
Tune in to hear the latest in entertainment, culture, and sports on Busy Breeze Hot Topics, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. You can also listen online at www.theheat97.3.com.
Tune in to Reality Check every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 4 to 5 p.m. on The Heat, or listen online at www.theheat973.com.
The Heat 97.3 FM is sponsored by Gun Lake Casino.
Spin for a chance to win $1 million. It's the Millionaire Maker at Gun Lake Casino. Every Saturday in April from 6 to 9 p.m. One lucky player each hour spins the Millionaire Maker prize wheel. That's 16 winners guaranteed a chance at $1 million cash. Earn entries every day and get double entries on Tuesdays. The Millionaire Maker, only at Gun Lake Casino. Come to play. See Reward Center for details.
You are listening to Busy Breeze Hot Topics on the Heat 97.3 FM.
All right, you guys, and we are back from break talking to DJ Hershey out of Atlanta. Yes, this is so exciting. So we just got done talking about, you know, how you've ventured into acting and taken some acting courses and things of that nature, and just, you know, broadening your skill sets. So I want to talk about, you know, some of the projects that you've been in, because I'm not going to lie, I had no idea. I knew you were in acting because we follow each other on social media as well. But I didn't know you were in some of these films. So you were in Unnecessary Roughness, which most people are very familiar with that film. The Ricky Smiley Show, R&B Divas, and I did not know that you were in Crazy Sexy Cool on VH1, the TLC story. We'll talk about that in a minute. And of course, a really good series that I love, Star. I had no idea, again, and a few others. What was your role in, let's go to Crazy Sexy Cool on VH1. Who were you in that movie, and how did you get that movie, by the way, to get a part in that movie?
That was, I think, one of my top ones I loved to film. So in that movie, I played MC Hammer.
Oh!
There was an actual audition for that role. And I put in my self-tape. And the fun part is my self-tape was me doing the dances of MC Hammer. And a lot of people that know me personally, there are two artists that inspire me when it comes to dancing: Michael Jackson, MC Hammer, right?
Yeah.
So ironically enough, during my tenure where MC Hammer was in his prime doing tours and everything, I was young enough to watch him do his thing, right? So now fast forward, I'm old enough and they're looking for an MC Hammer look-alike and dance-alike and sound-alike. Go figure.
Yeah.
So how did that happen? I don't know. I got behind the camera, did my self-tape, and that was one of my top favorite films to do it. And there's so much more in the experiences. I got to bring up this experience. We were on taking a break. I'm in the pants and everything, glasses, whole gazelle thing, the whole thing. And I'm trying to look at some food because I'm looking in these shades, can't see. And I see a hand go in front of me. And then this lady's hand say, hey, I'm sorry. Excuse me. And I look up. It's T-Boz.
Oh, wow.
T-Boz, not the actress who played T-Boz. It's actually T-Boz. She looked at me. She said, hey, you can't touch this. I was like, I got it. So there was a lot of fun moments in that film. I actually had to tell some of the wardrobe the reps how MC Hammer dressed. They had the pants right. But there were so many other things they didn't have the gazelles. They had these crazy looking shoes. It was ridiculous. It was almost like the gay shoe. At the top of it. Anyway, it was just a whole crazy, sexy, cool.
Okay, nice. So I watched that movie. I need to watch that again because I didn't even know you were in the movie. I think I've watched it like 3 times.
Yeah. So it's the scene where TLC first went on tour, and right after where Left Eye got on the bus, well, the security guard got on the bus and said, "Hey, who's spray painted whatever on MC Hammer's tour bus?" And right there, when you saw MC Hammer turn and twist and do all that was me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did not even know that, and I do like that movie a lot. So you were also in Star. What role did you play in Star?
So the Star role was a featured role. Didn't have any lines in there, but I played the neighbor of Star's mom, where they had these. I was in the neighbor, so when there was a whole bunch of things that was going on in front of the house, we were standing out looking like what's going on. So it was just a feature part, nothing speaking role, but it was still enjoyable being on set.
Absolutely, and I'm sure you're always learning something from any movie that you're a part of or show.
Yeah, every time.
Okay, and then so of course a lot of people have obviously seen and heard of the Ricky Smiley Show. What was your role there on that show, and what did you take away from that being on there?
That was a joy. So on set, Ricky Smiley, Rodney Perry, Tommy Ford, the late great, and Tommy Ford and Rodney are the 2 actors at that time. Well, I'm still linked with Rodney for obvious reasons. That I was linked with in my entire career as becoming an actor. So in that role, and I haven't even seen that episode yet. In that episode, Rodney Perry and Tommy Ford played 2 characters that was holding hostage individuals at Ricky Smiley's club. This was another feature part. But as soon as they walked in, Rodney didn't know I was on the film, first of all. Let's go there. Neither did Tommy. So when they saw that I was on set, they was like, okay, we're going to use you. Because it's about being comfortable with your fellow actors, right? If you don't know them, you have certain things that you can't do or you don't really want to risk because you don't know who's on set and what their initiative is and all of that stuff. So when they saw me, Rodney and Tommy didn't hesitate to, when they bust in the door, to look at me, knock me over, and throw me on the floor and everything. So it was so funny filming it. But I have yet to see that scene. There's so much stuff that I haven't even seen that I was in it yet. It
happens like that. You're like, other people will. I'm sure you had other people say, "Hey, I saw you," and you're like, "Dang, I still haven't seen it."
Exactly.
It happens a lot. And a quick story too. I actually interviewed Ricky Smiley when I was on What's Happening TV. On the UPN show that I used to host. So I interviewed him, and he was talking a lot about how he was having, haters from his hometown. I know that he always talks about that, and he was talking about it then as well.
Yeah. You'd be surprised it comes from your hometown.
Yeah. We have a lot of conversations about that. It's kind of sad, and I don't really know why, because you think people would like support you and be happy. Some people are. Let's get it clear. Some people are happy for you. Mm-hmm. It almost seems like more so not.
And it's because you're accomplishing things, and that's a whole other topic, but that's usually because accomplishing things that maybe they had strived to and never got either the opportunity or didn't make the best of their opportunity. Right. So if you can't do it, I'm not going to celebrate you because I don't want you to have this up on me.
Yeah.
And it's sad, but it happens.
And I kind of feel like the people who do support you, family, friends, acquaintances, people you went to school with, they're probably more prone to celebrate you if they're not necessarily in the same field as you. And there's no competition in their mind, because, a lot of people who are doing things and are successful, they're not in competition with other people. They have already what they want to do, probably since they were a kid. I know I do. So you're not comparing yourself necessarily. You might get inspired.
Yeah.
You can get inspired, but you're not comparing yourself. And so those are the people who are probably going to celebrate you and be, positive, click on your post. I talk about this a lot. Yeah. I know a lot of people are upset about, starting their own businesses too. I know we're going off topic, but that's okay because Busy Breeze Hot Topics, so we can do that. Mm-hmm. But I do know they're not as prone to click on your post, share your post, like it, make a comment, because they think that their one inactive action is going to make a huge difference. But all it really does is show that person who you are.
Yeah. Oh, and I'm quite sure you've experienced this more times than you wish. The more and more successful you become in a certain field, you will actually see who really supports you or who really are just around you to siphon from you.
That's exactly right. Oh, man. I actually never heard that until it started happening. And I didn't really know how to even process it. I'm like, something feels off. I don't really know what it is, but I know I'm giving a lot in this situation. And some people feel like that their entire lives, right? So, Yeah. It's
heartbreaking. It's frustrating, especially if you have some people that are, you thought they were close to you and they weren't really there for who they originally presented themselves to be. And then now when the opportunity to see a person who they really are, you really have to make a decision. And then usually that's a really, really hard decision, whether you continue with this person or you have to cut them off, but out of protection for you.
That's exactly right. Man, I'm so glad you're talking about this because we talk about this. Well, we don't talk about it as much, but we are starting to now just because, like I said, I know a lot of people that are even, just friends, family, people that I know that really get sad when they don't feel like, especially family, people that they, because you can actually put somebody up here on a pedestal and they're kind of just like, playing in your face, if you will, the new thing that like people like to say, but they're not looking at you the same way. And so that hurts when you're like, wow, I thought, it hurts because you care about that person. So if you didn't care about that person, but the crazy thing is more strangers seem to support you, the ones you know.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's like you said, it's heartbreaking. It's heart-wrenching because it's not even a pedestal. You look at another person and you see more in them than they actually see in themselves. And you want to be there for that person to support them so they can move forward. You got those that talk about it, and there's those that actually do things to put themselves in position to achieve it.
That's right.
So when you find the ones that talk about it and they just want to be around it, which the other thing is actually doing the work in order to make these manifestations and these achievements happen. You can't just sit there and just ask somebody to just give it to you. You have some people that do it, right? But then they don't appreciate the actual task anymore. Because if ever given to them, they'll just sit here and be like, I'll wait. But when you create it and when you enjoy it and when you actually move forward and you see the progress and the success that you've put into it, into your art, it's a whole different feeling.
That's really powerful what you said, because what I've also discovered is that you can ask for something and God, the universe, will send you a person to come into your life to actually get you there. But you're too busy looking at them as competition to appreciate that experience with that person and not even realize that that's who God put in your life to get you to possibly meet this person who can take you to the next level and think that happens a lot, I feel. So unfortunately,
and it's a double-edged sword.
It is. So, okay, Unnecessary Roughness. What was your role in Unnecessary Roughness? I'm definitely curious about that because I did not know you were in that movie.
Unnecessary Roughness, if I'm not mistaken, that was a long time ago. If I'm not mistaken, I played a football player.
Okay. Did you have any lines or was kind of?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of work was featured where, camera was like right there. So you can't miss who I am. It's the whole Clark Kent Superman syndrome. I look different, right? For those that are listening to the radio, I'm taking off my glasses.
It's taking off the glasses and putting them back on, taking them off and putting them back on.
And it works. I've actually had one time put in contacts and I hate putting contacts in because I'm trying not to stab myself in the eyeball. I went to an event and I used my contacts one time. Somebody actually came up and was like, Hershey? I was like, yeah, how are you? Like, you know who I am? She said, I know who you are, but I've never seen you without your glasses. You need to not wear your glasses more often. I was like,
wow.
Okay. Like,
was that
I didn't know where that was coming from. I didn't know if that was a shooting a shot or what.
Or was that a compliment or was that a sneak diss? What was
right?
That?
I'm like, okay.
You're like, what is? Dang. What? Okay, so you do look different when you wear your glasses versus not, but I don't think it's like that huge of a difference.
Apparently, I am embodying Clark Kent Superman. Don't even know it.
Oh my God, that is so crazy. All right, you guys, we are going to be taking a break here again, and then I want to kind of dive into your future projects because we haven't talked about that yet, have we?
No.
Okay, so all right, you guys, when we get back, we're talking to DJ Hershey out of Atlanta, Georgia, and some of the projects that he's been involved with, and a little hateration and some haters that happen when you kind of climb success, but it's all good because we're not focusing on the negative. It's all about the positive. So when we come back, we'll be talking to DJ Hershey about his upcoming projects. You won't want to miss it. Be right back.
Support for the Heat. 97.3 FM comes from Grand Rapids Community College, Tassel M-Tech.
Start your career in healthcare. Career training programs at Grand Rapids Community College prepare you for in-demand jobs like certified nurse aide, community health worker, direct support professional, pharmacy technician, and phlebotomy technician. Financial aid assistance is provided to eligible students to complete their studies. For more details, go to grcc.edu/healthcare.
For the latest in entertainment, culture, and sports, tune into Busy Breeze Hot Topics, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. noon Eastern Standard Time on The Heat, 97.3 FM, and online at www.theheat973.com.
He want the scoop, she want the tea, she want the tea.
Thanks for tuning in to Busy Breeze Hot Topics on the Heat 97.3 FM.
She want the tea, she want the tea.
Funding for the Heat 97.3 FM is brought to you in part by American Heart Association.
Swapping 30 minutes of sitting with walking can reduce your stress and maybe save your life. The American Heart Association wants to remind people to start moving. Take the stairs or park further away. It's never too late to start thinking healthier. Staying active is important for both your mental and physical health. Walking keeps your heart healthy, lowers your risk for type 2 diabetes, and helps keep your weight under control. So, let's get out there this April and move more. Get started at heart.org/movemore.
From break, talking to DJ Hershey. I want to kind of segue into some of the upcoming, events and projects that you have coming up because you do a lot, you guys. Like I said, he's a DJ, he's a director, he's a writer. I think you've broken or you used to manage some artists too back in the past.
I did. And, we just got off the subject about hateration and support everything. So I chose to step out of that realm because even when you're in a position to help others succeed, there are still so many hurdles that the people that you're trying to help, they don't even want to help themselves. And if you don't I can't be more hungry about your craft than yourself. I can't do that for you. And then if you don't want to put the work and do all of that, another quick story, had an artist, he was still in Chicago, brought him down here in Atlanta. I put him in front of all of the major Sayers in the music industry to perform and do his thing. And we got down here early. I need you to rehearse. I need blah, 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 blah. He said, I don't need to rehearse. Don't nobody ask Michael Jordan to rehearse. And I'm like,
nobody
first of all, right. I'm like, first of all, to you compare yourself to MJ, first problem. Two, nobody got to ask Michael because he's always the first on the court. So let's do that. And he went up there and he bombed it. And then they didn't. And he looked at me. He couldn't even remember his own lyrics. And he turned around.
Wow.
Oh, come on, Michael Jackson. Oh, Michael Jordan, keep on.
So it reminds me of that saying, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. And that happens a lot with people. They don't realize, I can't tell, I have so many stories, but we got to get to your stuff in a minute. But I can't tell you how many times people want to do something. And then when you get into the process of it, it's too hard. They don't want to do it. They'd rather go lounge. I'm like, you do know that, you know, yeah, you can go lounge on the beach or at the pool and sip your margarita, but at the end of the day, that did literally nothing to help you get to where you want to be. Now, I do believe that you don't have to always, now that I'm getting older, you don't have to full-fledged always work. You do need to take time to be peaceful, meditate, or, you know, just have that downtime. But again, there's a lot of hard work that goes into anything you're trying to do, especially if it's a competitive field like music and TV.
Yeah, I agree. You got to take the step. You got to learn your crafts, and you got to manifest those moments. And it's like anything else. And even if it's not in the entertainment industry, whatever industry you're trying to do, there's steps in order to get to the level that you want to reach. So you have to learn. You have to practice. You got to rehearse. You got to do all of these.
That's right. I was wondering if you were still managing artists, but I do, and I kind of figured that may have been the reason, because I do talk to quite a few people who manage artists, and they have the very same complaint. Some of them have stopped, and they'll get back into it because there's that one artist that they feel, you know, embodies the work ethic and can really go there. But then something happens, and then they go back out. So I get it. All right, so you got some upcoming events coming up and some projects. So talk a little bit, what's a project that you're really proud of right now that you're working on or about to work on?
Well, the one project that I'm really proud of right now, I'm filming an episodic. It's called Black Vinyl, right? It's on the level of Empire. Remember that famous film off of Fox?
Oh, yeah.
So I have a lead role in this project. I'm really excited about it. I'm so excited about it because it allows me, again, going back to that acting, to really, really express yourself, to go out there and just be the person that you need to be. And the director and the executive producer, it's another thing when they reach out to you and say, I got this role you would be perfect for. And then when I hit set and they was like, oh my gosh, this is all coming together and blah, blah, blah. And you see the excitement in them with the work that you're putting into it. It's so enjoyable. So I'm the oldest of four siblings, of a father who has a record label, a struggling record label. And he has, after his passing, he has dubbed us to make this record label successful. And the challenges of family, music business, and relationships between all the dynamics, security guards, brother, sister, artists, stuff that we just talked about, artists that don't want to be managed or they don't want to do work and all of that stuff. All of that embodies into this project. And we're currently filming it. We have long filming days, but when I tell you, when you sit back and you look at what's going on, this is something you're going to be very happy to see.
When do you know when it's so? Because sometimes you know, sometimes you don't know. But do you know when it's projected to air?
I do not know. I don't know what platform. I don't know when they release it. I'm just like, put me on film. I'm ready for my close up.
And see, I knew you probably didn't know, because a lot of times when you're filming stuff, you don't know exactly, you know, where it's going to go, because they're still in process of figuring out what networks and things like that. So.
I never know. The first time I usually find out is when I get those messages as we speak. Oh, I just saw you on the blah, blah. I'm like, oh, where, when, what, how, when did you see it? And then I'm pulling up, and because we don't actually get reels. I would love to get my reels, but we don't actually get it. So I have to find it, screen record it or whatever, and get it from there. But yeah, I usually find out when somebody else has seen it.
Yeah, the bigger the platform, you're not getting any reels. Small platforms, you can get reels. I mean, that's kind of like a fact. They're not really doing too many. And now commercials, because I do commercials. So commercials a little different. You will sometimes get the reels, whether it's a small commercial or a big commercial. But when it comes to TV and film, they paid you, and that's your payment.
Right. All you get.
So it's called Black Vinyl. You don't know the networks yet. You don't know when it's going to air yet, but it sounds like, I like the name. It sounds like it. Who's the director on that one? Do you know the director?
Tavares Wilson.
Okay.
He's the director and writer, Jules Nobles and Alfonso Jackson. He's executive producer.
Okay. Are you working with any notable actors or actresses on that project?
It's an all new cast. Ooh. So, which is also inspiring because you're bringing all these talents together. So when I have a screening, trust me, you're going to get your ticket. I got you. Got you plus one.
Yes. I'll have to. Yeah, I'll definitely bring somebody. Either my husband, if he's not available, then maybe Lovey D or Jennifer 100, who is also part of the show. They'll be excited about that.
There you go.
I'm excited. I can't wait to see it. Okay, so what else is on the docket for DJ Hershey?
The one thing that has taken a surprise build is my karaoke nights. So I host karaoke night actually 3 times a week, 4 times a month. Well, 3 times a week and once a month for a brunch. My homeboy, Jason J-Boy Carey, brought me into this project. He asked me hey, karaoke's kind of doing a booming thing. However, I'm putting a twist on how we deliver, how we host and everything. And we sat down, we talked about it, and I thought about it. Karaoke is always that, I don't know if I want to get behind the mic and be embarrassed and blah, 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 blah. But that's the whole fun thing about karaoke. You're not supposed to be able to sing.
Right.
You don't expect you to. It's all about how you entertain in that moment, right?
Exactly.
I can sing, so I'm not just going to, do anything. But with Jason, and he brought in one of our the co-hosts, Rushan Love, and we do this whole full involvement, comedy, reenactment. Your backup singers, we're your backup dancers. We do so many things to kind of get people involved, and it's gotten so successful. We've been at Daiquiri Factory for over a year now in Stockbridge. We just added City View in Austell. We've been there for 2 months now, and when I tell you, City View shows up and shows out every week. It's full house, and we have like 50 or more people to sign up and just to act funny and have fun and drink and have good food and everything. So Wednesday nights, Daiquiri Factories in Stockbridge every Wednesday. Then we got City View every Thursday in Austell. Started in 2 weeks, we got JR Crickets off of Cobb every Friday night. And then we have brunch karaoke at Clutch last Sunday of every month.
I saw that one. I wasn't aware of it either. So
yes. Oh, well, we just added it. Like that's brand new.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
That was going to be.
So when you're doing the karaoke, do you get some really phenomenal singers as well, and people who are really just how it is, practicing for they're already an artist or whatever, or trying to break out, so they're just really trying to get over their stage? Because that's a good, to me, I personally feel it's a good way to get over any kind of stage fright you have is by doing karaoke.
Agreed. There are some.
No one's expecting you to really sound that great.
Exactly. There are some phenomenal vocalists out here. We have quite a few that we call our VIP members that come back every week and they perform and they really sing their heart out. And it's so loving that they come out and they do that. Last night, there was 2 gentlemen. When I tell you they were unassuming, and they came up and did Meeting in My Bedroom by Silk.
Oh, I love that song.
Yes. And they sang that song like Lil G himself would be looking like, really?
So much talent.
And we put them on the same level of those that, there's no, you're better than me. It's just about how you entertain. We got some this one guy, he does Usher and the Confession. And he can't sing a lick. But he comes up there with so much confidence, got the R&B shades on, the R&B outfit on. He going there, and whoa, what a good look, baby. And he got this whole southern swag, and it's funny, and people still draw to him. So it's so much fun with them.
Because he's a great performer, it sounds like.
Exactly.
He embodies Usher's maybe a more creative version of Usher. Yeah. People like to be entertained. That's what it's about.
That's exactly what it's about. Nothing more.
I definitely have to check out one of your karaoke Wednesday. Ooh, I don't know about the Wednesday, but what's the City View? That's in Austell. That one's on Thursday?
Yeah, that's on Thursday. That's right off of I-20. It's right off of Riverdale Road. Same exit as Six Flags.
Okay. And then, yeah. So, and if anyone's interested in going to those events, is there a website or anything they can go to find out about those?
Yeah, if you follow me, I am Core DJ Hershey on Instagram. DJ Hershey on Facebook. I post all of the events. I put a weekly post of events, and you can pick and choose which one you want to go to. We got you covered in the city.
Nice. So again, I think you just said some of the ways people can find the events, but can you also kind of tell everybody where, the people who are not already following you, if you're not, yes, you need to. But if for whoever wants to start following you, where can they go? What social platforms do you have?
I have IG, Instagram. I have Facebook. I have Twitter. Haven't been on there. I'm more active on Instagram than anything, and Facebook. But I do have my website. It's Core, Core, DJ Hershey, and that's got all the links on there. But if you go to IG, that's the one I'm more active on. You can find me there. And I'm also part of this Karaoke Knockout Challenge. So they're going to send me to LA, but I got to get votes. I got to get votes to get in there. They're going to send the top 8 to go down there and perform in front of the cast of Perfect Pitch.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So they'll send me down there to entertain them, and I'm looking forward to get there. But I got to stay in the top 8 to go and do that. So we're in the semifinal rounds right now, and I'll need everybody to vote. So go to IG. I am Core DJ Hershey. That's I am Core DJ Hershey.
And to vote for you for this contest.
Yes, please.
Wow, you're doing a lot. Okay. Anything else? Well, I know we're coming up to the end here, but again, you guys, if you're not following DJ Hershey, he just gave you his social medias where you can find him. He's going to be on an up and coming series called Black Vinyl, where you have a lead role. So, yes. Yep, I'll be waiting for my invite to that premiere. Or whatever. Yeah, I'll be waiting on that. And then me and my girls or whoever wants to go with me, we need to check out your karaoke shows. You got quite a few that are actually not too far from where I'm at, so I will definitely be checking those out. I can't wait. Again, it's always been a pleasure. Thank you so much for doing this podcast and radio show on Busy Breeze Hot Topics. I really appreciate you. I'm very proud of you and your ventures, DJ Hershey, and much success to you now and in the future.
Thank you, Bree. I'm very proud of you. I've seen you just do some phenomenal things in your growth. And congratulations on the show. You're doing great. I love it.
Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. All right, you guys. Again, this is DJ Hershey. Hope you enjoyed the show. And we got to take a quick break, and we will be right back.
This program comes to you by the Community Voice La Voz magazine, administrated by Dr. Jose Flores, editor-in-chief. You can find him at 1052 Granville Avenue, Southwest New Michigan. Reach him at 616-581-6271. Gracias, Jose.
Hey guys, this is your girl Bree with Busy Breeze Hot Topics. I hope you've been tuning in every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, where me and my friends Lovey D and Jennifer Real 100 bring you the best in interviews, hot topics, entertainment news, and much, much more. If you can't be anywhere else, then be at Busy Breeze. We brighten up your day and make it just a little bit lighter.
Funding for 97.3 FM is provided in part by La Familia Stop and Shop located at 1066 Cesar E. Chavez Avenue Southwest, providing groceries, convenience, and libations to local community.
Thanks for tuning in to Busy Breeze Hot Topics on the Heat 97.3 FM.
Wow, Bree, I had no idea DJ Hershey was involved with all those projects. Very, very impressive. And Bree, we're definitely going to have to check out that crazy karaoke with Jen for Real 100 one of these days, because even though I can't sing, baby, give me 2 shots of tequila and I'm on the mic, okay? So be sure to check out DJ Hershey and go follow him on one of his social media platforms to keep following all the amazing things he's involved with. And if you happen to be in the Atlanta area, then you already living right here, you might want to check out that crazy karaoke, baby, because we are from Busy Breeze Girls right here, Busy Breeze Hot Topics. See you when we see you. Peace.